Fucking and all these celebrities that say there. What's up, Nathan? Congrats on the Dark Souls trilogy Deathless run. That was pretty sick. It mentions you. Have I seen Feeble King? You mean that guy? Yeah, I have. I'm not gonna watch it though. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it because like I had a bad first impression with his videos. So like basically when I made my video, all the comments were like, what do you think about Feeble King? What do you think about Feeble King? What do you think about Feeble King? He's a challenge runner. He doesn't like Elden Ring. What do you think? I'm like, who? I don't know who the fuck that is. I thought it was bots because a lot of them were literally copy pasted. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I've never heard of this guy. It's like, fuck it, I'll check him out, I guess. So I go and I watch his videos and I'm like, okay, he's actually pretty like level-headed, cool-headed take, despite like the insane clickbait. Like it's effective clickbait. It's just good clickbait. It's like very intriguing, like piques the interest. It's just good clickbait. But then when you click on it, you're like, oh, this is just like a level-headed guy. It's like, okay, level-headed, not big hot take, not big ramble. Okay, I'm in for this. And then you watch it and you know he talks about why he thinks that Elden Ring bosses are too hard. And he's like, God, he always starts his video by saying, guys, like, before you call me a noob, I'm actually really good at this game. Like, I challenge run this game. I've done rune level 1. You know, I don't know if he's done a Deathless, but he's done rune level 1, right? Even though it's like rune level 1 with like a plus 10 like man serpent hunter with like fully buffed out. Like, I would never do a run like that because it just seems like a chore at that point to just buff gather and then, you know, nuke bosses down in 20 seconds. Whatever. So anyways, so then he's always talking about, you know, he thinks the Elden Ring bosses are too hard, but then he's always talking about this normal mode. He's like, there's no normal mode in Elden Ring because, and I'm just paraphrasing, this is from like 6 months ago, right? Like, I don't even, I might be wrong. But anyway, this is the impression I got. And then so he's like, there's no normal mode. It's either you use something. Oh, wow, you did the follow-up. You either use something and it's too easy, it's easy mode, or you do it the proper way, which is like vanilla, you don't use any items or anything, and it's too hard for the reasonable person. Because, you know, it should be 80% of players on like a normal distribution should be able to like visually, like my grandmother should be able to like visually understand all the attacks, right? Whatever. And like, you know, that's not even like, there is no middle ground, right? There is no combination of like just using a shield or like some people using magic only and like no summons. Like that can't be a normal mode for a lot of people. If you use anything, it's easy mode, and if you use nothing, that's the true vanilla way, and that's too hard. So it's like I don't know. And like the whole irony of like, I'm a challenge runner. If you're challenge running the game, you are trying to make it harder to make it more entertaining for yourself, right? I assume most challenge runners don't do it to be like a badge of honor, to be like, look at me, I'm such a god gamer. The reason I do this shit is because I just like, I want that heightened level of difficulty, right? I find that enjoyable, which I understand not every single person wants to do. So I just thought it was so fucking ironic that you would challenge run it and then also be like, but it's too hard though. I don't like it, it's too hard. But like you want it to be harder, so you challenge run. It seems weird. But anyway, so that was like the gist of what I got. And then he has like 10 videos. They're all kind of like why Elden Ring will fail, you know, kind of like that level of like clickbait. And you go through it and all his videos are the same. Like they're identical. Literally the thumbnail could have been interchangeable for all of them. I felt like he talks about the same stuff in like every video. I was like, oh, he's just making like 20 identical videos, 10, whatever it was. Right. I was like, oh, okay. I've seen all of these then already. So I was like, done with that. Okay. So then when I'm in Arizona, someone linked it to me and they were like, yo, look at this. And I was like, oh my God, dude, Feeble King made a video? And I was like, oh, I'm like, I don't want to fucking watch this. I'm fucking drunk. I'm in Arizona. I'm golfing. I'm doing my thing. I'm not going to watch this right now. So then one night I'm just like fucking shit. I think it was like, maybe I was at the airport. I'm like, you know what? Let's see what's this all about. Like, what kind of video is this? Is it just like a guy talking over gameplay footage type video? What's going on here? So I click on that video and I scrub through it a bit just to like kind of see. I'm like, yeah, it's man talking over gameplay footage. Okay. And I just pick a random spot. I just do this on many videos in the first place, just to see what I'm getting myself into. And I go to a spot halfway into the video and sure enough, he's still on about this normal mode shit. He's still talking about how there's no normal mode in Elden Ring, which there, like, obviously there is a spectrum between easy mode and hard mode, and that is completely subjective to every person. Obviously that's his own subjective opinion as well. Like, probably for him, There's no nice like fucking middle field. If you use any whatever in the game, shields, magic, summons, whatever it might be, then that's just too hard or too easy. But if you do it the regular way, like the old school way, that's too hard to reasonably learn, is kind of what he's saying, right? And like, I just fundamentally disagree with that. So like, I'm not gonna watch this video because I don't want to. I feel like I've already seen it. That's why I don't want to watch it. Like I just don't want to bother. Now, like, probably people are gonna hear that and be like, wow, what an asshole, or like, wow, that's a total cop-out. But really, like, the truth of the matter is this: it doesn't fucking matter what I think. I don't have to respond to Feeble King or watch his video, just like Joseph doesn't have to respond or watch to my video. It doesn't matter what we think. All us people on YouTube are just like spitting opinions into the void and just sharing our perspective, and that's all we can do. Our unique perspectives, right? So by now, over a year into the game, anyone that's still like up in, like, you know, worked up about this, probably have seen a lot of people talking a long time, rambling on and on about Elden Ring. They probably at this point have all the facts and everything they should need to know about the game to just like form their own opinion. Like by now, like, you should be able to just like have all the information in front of you to just do a little bit of self-reflection, think critically a bit, and just form your own opinion. Like, why do I like this game? Think about it. Like, do you like it? Why do you like it? Just think about it. That's all it is. So like, it literally doesn't matter what I think, you know? People will probably try and tell me like what's in the video. They'll probably try and paraphrase it and summarize it, but I honestly, I mean, I'll just have to take your word for it. But I have trust issues when it comes to comments, because even like people were trying to like fact check me in my Anderson video, and I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. And then I would check it, and then they'd be fucking lying to me, like about the Mohg quest line. Like, oh, you can't get the Mohg tier if you don't do the Ura quest line. I literally for this run just went to the church and I killed Eleonora. She spawned there and I killed her. And I have not done the Ura quest line, and I have beaten the entire game. I am already up to Radagon. And she still spawns with the tier, and I haven't done any quest lines. So that guy was just lying to me. He's like, oh, if you miss the Ura quest line, you don't get the tier. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know that. So like, you know, I got trust issues when it comes to YouTube comments. But anyway, so that's my 2 cents anyway. But that's the thing, like, I can like fundamentally disagree with him to the point where I just think he's wrong, but it doesn't matter. It's just a subjective opinion about a video game, which is an art form that is as subjective as a painting on a wall. Like, you know, I like sharing my opinion, putting it out there, and I like editing videos, but I'm just one more opinion, man. It's like, you know, I'm not like a fucking, like, like us on YouTube, we're not like fucking video game experts, right? Like, we just play games same as anyone else here, right? Made him reconsider the bosses, at least. That's what people are saying. But like, that's the thing. I think you will appreciate the bosses the more the game goes on, the more you replay it, because the more you get better at it, the more you would appreciate the higher skill ceiling. That's what I like about the depth of the combat. Kind of tough to learn your first time. You really do have to be open-minded and like have 2 eyeballs and be paying attention and like, you know, making mental notes of like what you can and can't do, and like experiments that you can optimize punishes. But I like that. A lot of people like to autopilot bosses. I think a lot of people are having a reckoning where like, turns out you autopiloted and face rolled a lot more bosses in the Souls games and Bloodborne than you ever thought. I think that's what people are realizing. Like, if you really try and sit down and hitless a boss in the Souls games, you would be shocked at like how little you know about their actual movesets. I feel like, especially Bloodborne.